At 158 yards, he's going to have to, Jay, get all of this.
Yeah, you know, Ned, and oftentimes those good players, you pull that ball and you'll get almost a full club extra distance out of it. And you could.
So there's plenty of room long, boss. Short doesn't look too good. 8 is his 160 club. Go ahead and do it.
Oh my goodness, he almost jarred it.
It was a little 7. So Dennis Paulson has slid back. He's going to be with this group for the day. Second shot for Zalatoris on the way.
That's way left, guys. That's not very good at all. Past hole high. Looked like he tried to hit a little bleeder and hit a little. It was a bad shot to pit it there, especially with the fairway metal. I mean, I could see you kind of skanking a long iron and kind of get into that bunker, but that was really shocking. But I bet you he hits a good one here because he's on the right side of the fairway. He's got that little bleeder swing. That's looked like he came out of it a little bit though. Get up. Oh my goodness. Bunker, fairway, now back to bunker. A little bit before he drove it up the right hand side in the first cut, and it was right near a sprinkler head and he was standing on it, so he got relief from that, and he's taking his drop right now from that sprinkler head relief.
Meanwhile, Matsuyama, of course, going right where the hole was yesterday on that upper shelf just about.
First cut to the fairway. And a nice dry golf ball. Should be able to spin this one, no problem. The tree that's on the right-hand side is more of a visual than anything. It's not really in play to this hole location. It is in play to the back hole location on the right. But that's not a bad play, a little left of the hole. And seeing a little bit of the drawback right now, guys. It's soft greens. It won't be that.
The upper tier. Going downhill, breaking from left to right. You can see he's set up probably a good couple of feet left.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Whisker less pace, it would have been in. He would have started birdie.
Self. Now he's got the nerve to do it. How about this one from Leishman?
Showing his sand save ability there, but boy.
But it's not a very good shot. This putt out here, definitely. It's got some pace to it. Going down the hill, and it'll move pretty significantly left to right. Acted a little sticky, though. Didn't really roll out. That's the moisture that's on the grass and on the green. So, but still, as where you go to the tee, if it's not a very convenient walk. But for Sneds here, this is a great look right back up the hill, and should move a little left to right early, then straighten out. Might even go back to the left.
Back to Hideki.
Certainly made the mistake. If you're going to make a mistake on this hole today, you have to be a little long. You're in between clubs. You've got to go with the longer one. And
just cleaning up for par, Zalatoris.
Yeah, good look at his hands there. I think career.
For birdie. What a shot off the tee.
Brilliant. Well, Matt Kuchar and Dennis mentioned his reverse arm lock. Instead of 5 to 7 degrees of loft on his putter with the left arm lock, he's gone to 0 degrees as a consequence. And he said it feels more comfortable to him because it almost mimics his full swing, the way he feels with his full swing. It's almost just kind of pushing the golf ball with his right arm. I was reading an article that interviewed Chris O'Connell and Luke Kerr-Dineen, and so those are the guys that he's been kind of working with on this field.
Snedeker at the 11th.
That's tugged a little bit. Guys, it's on the left side of the green using the slope. It'll come back a little bit, but that's a very big safety dance right there.
Yeah, that's not a very good play, Dennis, at all. Very over careful, I would call that. It's still moving,
My guess
however.
right now, if I was, yeah, no, and the thing is, I think, Jane, right now, with the temperatures where it's at, I do believe you've got to add 4 or 5 yards to the number to really get it right, to what your actual number is during the day. It's still cool enough for the balls. I'd say it's traveling 5 yards to be a safe number. And when you're trying to carry this penalty area, you got to take that into consideration, even though it plays 1 yard downhill. As Will plays away, and this on a great line.
Well, when I looked, Dennis, at this hole location this morning, I thought perhaps we might see a hole-in-one today. We've seen a couple of shots that have really peppered this flagstick, but maybe I'm kind of going out on a limb.
But I like the way you're thinking.
Hey, why not?
I love the limb if we got some backspin, but this is like a very weak branch that we're on today. You're going to have to land it right on the front edge to skip it up to the hole. I don't see balls coming back much here. If we had some backspin in play, it would be a green light special. This leash plays away, and this is out to the left, a little bit of a yank. But oh, look at this little release. Come on, baby. There you go. Maybe you'll get one to go inside door today.
Exactly. Dennis was spot on with having to add a little bit of extra distance to your calculations.
Down and after it.
Yeah, just got to fit it between these couple of fairway bunkers, and once you do that, you can get some good bounce. It's a good angle to this back left flagstick today.
Hideki, fresh metal again.
So that finish, trying to hit a little fade off that left-hand bunker. Nicely done. It's pretty steady stats, isn't it? 15th strokes gain, tee to green. Good stuff from HidekiMatsuyama. The strength of his game.
Well, you got a good ball and a so must mean it's going to find the short grass. Long way out for Snedeker here at the 11th. This for birdie.
Down the hill, not that bad. It's fast, though. You got to be afraid. But you also got moisture on the greens. That tells you everything right there.
You know, Jane, I wonder that shot over to the left side, a safety dance, as Dennis called it, maybe a little residue left from hitting it in the drink on the right yesterday on the 15th, the par 3 for Brandt.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these par 3s on the backside, which is the first 9 that they're playing, have water down that right in the front. So yeah, you certainly don't want to do that again. Not a very good effort there from Mark. I thought he might make that one, Dennis.
Be very straight, and I think if anything, he might miss it on the right-hand side, just expecting it to move a lot.
Yeah, good call. Looked like he expected it to go right.
This whole location barely even looks like it's on the green.
Yeah, it's only 3 off the edge today, right in that back little peninsula. And 11 out of the 18 greens today are 3 or 4 from the edge. 10 yesterday. So they're trying to hide the flagsticks from these PGA Tour guys, but they still manage to shoot great scores. You wouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah, the fuse has got to be burning pretty bright and getting close to some type of implosion here for Hudson.
Not quite sure what he's remonstrating about there. The club kind of got stuck, or perhaps there was a little mud on it, but it really veered off to the right. Quite unusual. It's a good view of where Matt Kuchar likes to aim, well right. A little flat golf swing, one plane swing. And kind of pulls it back on line, doesn't he, Ned? It's very effective. It's made him wads of money.
Snedeker first to go. Driver in hand.
I think everybody will hit driver here today, as cool as it is. There's no wind of any sort. I mean, it's not a half a mile an hour from any direction right now. Dead calm. That ball's headed right, well right. Lost it in the air and hope it needs to come back a little bit. Oh, it looks like it's okay.
Yeah,
This whole location back left is, you definitely want to create an angle, or at least get it in the middle of the fairway with a sand wedge. And Will's such a good driver of the golf ball.
yeah, starts it out at that left
This one's
bunker,
headed
trying to
just
cut
a
it.
little left.
Well, you couldn't really walk down and place it any better, Dennis.
It's perfect now. But it held his attention a long time. It wasn't one of those quick to pick up the tee shots, but it's perfect now.
Well, our
Leash
tracer
needs to get in the
had,
fairway.
sorry Dennis, our tracer had quite a bit of movement on that golf ball.
Leash does not want to hit the drive he hit at 10. And this is going well right. This got a chance to head it towards out of bounds.
And it
Signal it
definitely looks out of bounds.
I'm shocked. Dennis, this is just the worst I've seen Mark Leishman drive the golf ball. I mean, his stats were not good last year, 154th in stroke gained off the tee, but this is a player I'm not used to seeing.
I agree, Jane. And he's a good driver of the golf ball, and I don't use those stats. This one's up the left, and it's cutting back. That should be just fine. But you know, that second guy is always pretty good. But Mark kind of plays technical golf, and he doesn't mind if the rough's not long to get an angle and hit it in the rough, you know, and give himself a better angle. But I've never seen him drive the ball like this.
Big curling birdie effort. Just not used to seeing Mark try to work the ball that much with his driver. He's always been pretty straight. Hideki, this looks, even though it's a long way out, pretty promising. Just make sure you get it there.
Yeah, quite a bit of right to left up in this part of the green. You can see to the right of Hideki, to the left of our screen, is a high point in this back portion. I never quite had it on the right line, but good pace. Not one really that he would have been expecting to make. Might have given Cooch a good teach.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good view for viewers at home. Yeah, thank you very much.
Birdies on 10, 11, and 12, the first 3 holes of the day for Cooch. Just a couple out of the lead now. Snedeker just lost it a little bit right at the 12th.
Great angle, though, really, for him right here. Got to play a little right of the flag, and that's what he's done.
A little bit unlucky it didn't get more of a kick off that ridge, but must have landed just slightly into the upslope and just kicked it dead right. No problem, though.
Looks like
Well,
Zalatoris.
now, this is a, oh, yeah, this is a shot that's tough because he's so close, really. That was really well judged. Let's control it on the green. That's the question. I'm down underneath the hole. Did that back up at all, or did it
Yes,
stay
it
pretty?
did. It did back up, Dennis. A couple of bounces and then a nice check and backed up a few feet. So great look for birdie.
Leash now hitting his third after hitting it out of bounds. So this is Lion 3 hitting 4. That I could see that one skipping, really pull back. Wow, from my angle, that's crazy how much spin they're getting on the green.
Up ahead, Kuchar. Plugging in at the 13th.
Yeah, looking to aim it down the right side. It started pretty darn straight there, Ned.
It's so interesting, this property. It's 1,200 acres. The golf course kind of gets down in the valley where you have a couple of really flat holes, and then you get up on the hillsides on some of these par fives. You have, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 feet of elevation change.
No, it's a beautiful piece of property surrounded by the mountains, the vineyards on the all around the hills surrounding this property. Hideki taking that little extra knee bend at address. It looks like he is aiming at those big redwoods down the right-hand side. Gonna keep it out of that left-hand bunker. Sorry, Hideki, I obviously must have suggested that in the middle of your backswing. Oh, and that's right up against that front lip. Yeah, Shota Iafuji giving him the bad news. Sorry, mate, that's in a bad spot.
Swafford has also been losing his tee balls to the right, much like Mark Leishman. So let's see if he can maybe stay on top of it a little bit longer. Snedeker for birdie.
Pretty straight putt, and then it goes left at the very end.
Well, Dennis, we'll see if Mark Leishman learned anything. Similar line, you think it'll still break from right to left?
Well, actually, I thought Sned's putt might push a little right because he was closer to that bunker that pushes into the green, but it was really straight. I think Mark's is moving a little right to left all the way. It's just, it looks really flat around the hole. I was surprised how much Brandt's ball moved at the very end. I mean, this should even move more, but I don't see that much movement just looking at it. That just snapped off the map.
Yeah, Dennis, there's a little mound, isn't there? You know, the high side is to the right of this hole as the golfers play it.
But the back half of this green looks really flat, really smooth. It doesn't look like it's got that much tilt to it. Yeah. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of putts that are going to be missed in that 10 to 15 foot range, and they're all going to be low because you're getting more of a push off the mountain or the hillside that's on the north side of this property, which is to the player's right as Will's coming in. I mean, this putt looks like visually it's going to break less than a cup, and it's probably going to break a cup and a half to two.
All the break past the hole.
They're a set of greens you learn. You don't read them, you learn them.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, it's an opportunity missed.
Fairway bunker, flat lie, ball below his feet.
Yeah, right-hand pin today. Should be able to work it in from left to right here. I don't think that lip will be too much of a problem. Relatively short shot. I'm not sure if he quite caught it all.
What were your keys to playing these fairway bunker shots?
You know, Ned, I think, and it's been spoken of before, but a very stable lower body. And make sure, I like to grip down on the club a little bit, make sure I kind of pick it and not hit down on it as much. Sometimes you need to take, you know, for the amateurs at home, maybe take a club more and kind of grip down on it, make sure you pick it, and because the way that you're, you know, you kind of snuggle your feet into the sand, and then that makes the ball relatively a little bit higher for you if you've got a flat lie. So just grip down on it, take maybe one more club and just try and pick it off the top of the sand.
Kuchar.
Not the best of angles, but should be plenty of room there for Matt to work it in. Yeah, that's a good leave right underneath the hole.
Kuchar trying to get on a little heat, just a flash in the pan. It was almost as if fear was his motivator there for a couple of years. Worked out pretty well. Won the FedEx Cup back in 2012. And rips this right down the middle, Dennis.
She's a thing of beauty right there. That is perfection.
Zalatoris coming to the plate.
So impressive with his driving of the golf ball. That's the one thing that I think the tour players, the veteran tour players, were much better than the young guys coming out there. But now we're seeing these young players become great drivers of the golf ball early in their career. They're aggressive, fearless, and they drive it really straight. And oh, by the way, they drive it pretty far too. That's hugging the left bunker, but it should be perfect.
I think it might have caught the bunker.
And for the second time here on the 13th.
He's playing the ball well back in his stance with the sand wedge. Just trying to nip it. And just another illustration of this young man's excellent short game.
As we watch Leishman attack the 13th here with just a fairway wood, I'll ask Dennis and Jane, both of you. You're talking about the driving, especially Dennis, these young players coming up. It's such a different golf swing with the driver than it used to be, right? Tee it a little bit lower, especially when you're talking about persimmon. But now it's tee it high. The ball is made not to spin as much. The driver's the same. The way that they put the weights in the driver completely different. So it's almost as if the young players have grown up with that and they're way more comfortable with it. Is there any merit to that theory?
Well, I think so.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Dennis.
No, yeah, then I can walk in. I'm walking and talking to get up to the shots. But I agree in the sense that, yeah, I don't necessarily agree that you should try to swing up on it, especially for the amateur and all that. Try to get this high launch and do all that stuff. That is, like, if you play basketball with your kids in the backyard, you're not a three-point shooter like Seth Curry. You don't do those special things. And I think your swing should stay pretty similar. And most of the great drivers on the PGA Tour, their numbers are near zero and not on the upswing. You don't have that many Rory McIlroys and Bryson DeChambeaus that are really good drivers of the golf ball swinging up on it. I think players have a tendency to try to help the ball in the air when they do that, and then they hang back, and then it's a whole world of problems that the amateur has. But for the tour players, there's no question. I think the biggest thing is you got a lot bigger shillelagh. When you got a persimmon head, you look down at it, because I still play with persimmons. I go, just hit it solid. That's all I think about. I've never thought about just hitting my driver solid with the new technology. Not one time in my life, just hit it solid. It's so big, it's so easy to hit, so forgiving. These players have been blessed with the ability to swing hard at it at a very early age without having to deal with much ramifications because the ball doesn't go that far off the line.
Oh, Matt Kuchar, that was rude. That was for 4 in a row, and it just tickled the low edge but wouldn't go in. Well, it's interesting hearing Dennis's thoughts. Jane, I'd be curious on yours.
It is so much easier to hit these woods these days, well, these metal woods. I mean, I still have my old McGregor winged MT driver in my office, and 3 wood, 5 wood, 4 wood. And every now and again I look at them and just kind of hold them and go, how on earth did I ever get this going in a decent direction at any kind of speed?
Well, imagine playing 452 here at the 13th with those old weapons.
Well, exactly. This bunker down the left-hand side at 278, 370 to carry it. So most guys are going to be trying to play out to the right-hand side. But with this whole location, if you can challenge that left-hand bunker, you are going to have a much better angle. The pin today just 4 off the right and 13 steps onto this green. So kind of about the middle, maybe a little bit short of the middle. That bunker, if you're in that bunker, that's short-sighted. These guys probably not going to have too much problem with it because there's not a massive amount of slope away from you if you are in that bunker. Still, it's played over par, 4.27 and the third most difficult. And that's really Last year it was the first most difficult. The hardest is the first most difficult, right, Ned?
Clean looking lie for Zalatoris.
Yeah, he's up near the lip, that little tongue that sticks out. It shouldn't be a problem. He's on the upslope. It's okay. Plus, he's got a great angle. That was a rude finish for how good that swing looked off the tee. I thought that was perfect. It just overdrew just a little bit. And this is a good, safe play, a little left of the hole. Needs to get up a little.
Yeah, look, not happy with the contact, Dennis. Yeah. Might have caught it just a tad heavy. Just kind of looked a little frustrated with the contact there. A little bit of a diggy kind of a swing.
Yeah, I think a good one gets 120. Bounce forward, spin back to the hole.
Should. I mean, as long as it doesn't hit, this is it. 120.
Jane, I need to get the difference between deaky and dodgy, because I know you use them both.
They're pretty similar.
And we don't want either one of them right here. Yeah, we don't want either one of them for leash here, do we?
No, we do not. He just wants a good solid
That's a better
shot.
swing right there.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a green in regulation, a fairway and a green.
Perfect drive here for Sneds. And now he's straight to a little bit of a draw.
Okay, Kuchar just milking that one down the right side. So Snedeker hit it right down the middle. Dennis, you said it was perfect.
Yeah, but he's got to get it close here. He likes to draw the ball. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's not a... Now Hideki. That looks pretty darn good there. Very straight par 4, 425. That looks pretty good there for Hudson.
That's more like it. We're going to step aside for a second, go grab a cup of coffee. We'll be right back here in Napa, California, Fortinet Championship.